Hola guys and girls, and welcome to the GBA Week 7 match. The Borussia Donphan are up versus the Detroit Steelwings, coached by none other than CrimsonCBAD. This is an in-conference match, so this is an important match regarding the playoff wildcard race. Because to be realistic, Joe is kind of tearing it apart, so he is undefeated. So to be completely realistic, I'm most likely ending up with a wildcard spot, so that is what I'm fighting for. To be fair, there's still a realistic chance that might end up first in the division, since he's only 2 games ahead, so only someone else needs to win versus Jolt, then I win versus Jolt, and then depending on differential I might be ahead of him. So once he loses once, I can think about being first in the division, but as long as he's undefeated, the wildcard spot is what I'm aiming for. And currently we have 4 people in the race for that. We got myself, we got Gio, we got Joey, and we got Aaron. These are the 4 realistic guys for the wildcard spot. Of course, Envy most likely ending up first in the other division, and Crimson and what I got, Coach Z, are very unlikely to get in, but that's why this thing is important, because Crimson, of course, so far doing not so well so far, but if I allow him to win right here, we might have a 5th competitor in this wildcard race, and I definitely do not want that. No, it's already stressful enough with these 4 people. Don't want a 5th guy in that who I have to fight versus for this playoff spot. But yeah, that's basically the story behind this match. Before we go into the whole team preview part thing, stuff, shenanigans, the usual shoutouts at the beginning. I of course shout out the 2 people who helped me recording and who helped me with genning my team. This time it's actually only 1 guy. It's the CommonDude. He was nice enough to not only gen this team for me, but to record this match for me as well. So his links are going to be in the description. Definitely give him a look. Very hardworking guy for GBA. And like you can already see from my profile picture in this current screen you see on screen right here, this is going to be Citra quality. So crisp. Citra quality. This probably, I think it's the first time we get that on my channel, so yeah, double shout out for the CommonDude for that. And yeah, that's basically all with that. Now go into the team preview shenanigans. Like you can see, I brought Fini, Gengar, Kirim, all these monsters right here. If you want to know more about them, definitely check out the team builder upload yesterday. There I go more in detail what my monster about, what his monster about, what are his biggest threats, what are my biggest threats, what is my game plan going into this game. All that you will find in the video. Link to that in the description for all which don't have the time for that. Very short overview. First of all, we got Tapu Fini, which does have the Carry Berry. If you watch my team builder, you know I was debating if one could leftovers or Carry Berry, but after thinking a bit more, setup, what you call it, Infernape is way too big of a problem, so that I can't allow Fini to just be leftovers. So I decided to run a Carry Berry on it. Then we got, of course, the Gengar, which is Choice Scarf. Then we got the Tropical Berry Theorem, Mega Manetric, pretty straightforward set, not too much to talk about. Then we got an Assault Desperantis and the physically defensive Rocky Helmet Cobalion. Looking at Crimson's team, he decided to bring the Donphan, the Kangaskhan, the Jirachi, the Thundurus, the Lycanroc Dusk, and the Infernape. There's one big surprise and a few small. The biggest one is no Mega Beedrill, and he brought the Lycanroc Dusk instead. The rest is pretty much what I expected. The Jirachi, Thundurus, and Infernape were on the 100% list. Same with Mega Beedrill with me, but he didn't brought that. He brought the Lycanroc Dusk instead. For one, that is of course a big surprise. That means my Mega Manetric outspeeds everything what is not Scarf, and that means there's definitely going to be 1 Scarf on the team. But on the other hand, it doesn't change too much, because now my Cobalion is free up, because I don't need to check the Mega Beedrill anymore, and that means my Cobalion can be now there to check the Lycanroc Dusk. So the rest is basically the same. Just the job of Cobalion changed a little bit, if you want to say like that. But yeah, Kangaskhan, of course, there is going to be most def for my Gengar, then Jirachi. I have to scout out either Scarf or Saltus as well for my Kyurem. Then the Thundurus, of course, going to be Z. I have to scout though if it's going to be physical special. Infernape, one of us likely Scarfers. If the Jirachi is not Scarf, it's definitely going to be the Infernape. And if the Infernape is Scarf, that means it's set up, and that is scary. And then we got Donphan, but it's mostly just defensive rocks, rapid spin. You know, maybe Assault, there's even a most def variant for my Mega Manetric, so I can't Volt 3 on his team. And then the Lycanroc Dusk is still kind of the wild card. It could be just Choice Bandit, could be 4 attacks, could be setup. Like I said, I did not really expect that to come. To be fair, it doesn't have a decent matchup versus my team, because, like I repeat myself all the weeks, but yeah. Edgequake combination is nice with my team. Of course, Lycanroc doesn't have Earthquake, but he has Drill Run, which is a tough class boosted. Actually, it's stronger than Earthquake, so yeah, there we go, Lycanroc. But yeah, that is this team. Now looking at the lead matchup. Most likely on his part is, in my opinion, the Donphan just to get up rocks, or the Infernape to be Scarf and U-turn out, or the Jirachi even to Scarf and U-turn out. And in 2 out of 3 scenarios, my Fini is a great lead, so I'm just going to decide to lead with that and catch either hopefully the Donphan or the Infernape. So let's start this game and see what Crimson decides to lead with. We are challenged by Pokemon Trainer Grim. Papa, you're not my papa, you're my daddy. Goddamn, that came out wrong. But either way, we got Cementos right here in the Donphan, so we catch one of the mons I wanted to see at the beginning. I can just fire off a Surf. Because he didn't brought the Tangela, he didn't brought the Suicune. He has no water resist, so I can just spam Surf. It won't KO, especially defensive. Donphan, it won't KO either way because it's probably a sturdy, but I can't get some good damage into a KO him. But he does stay in right here. That is a bit scary because I definitely expect him to switch out right here, not going to take the Surf. And I'm scared right now that he goes for a Gunk Shot, burning my Kevin Berry, but he actually fires off an Earthquake. And first I was, okay, glad Earthquake. I can take this easily well, I'm physically defensive. But then I see this damage and I'm like, oh my god, what is wrong with this elephant? And I go into the calc, and this turns out to be a Choice Banded Adamant Donphan. And damn, that is a lot of damage. Now the Infernape is very scary. I'm still out of range of a Gunk Shot, but I'm not out of range anymore of a +2 Gunk Shot. So once this Infernape click Sword Stance, my Walnut is not a check to it anymore, and I have to check it offensively, which could potentially get scary. If it's special variant, I can Intimidate Shuffle him and all this good stuff. But to be fair, if he's set up, then I need to rely on my Gengar to revenge kill it, because of course priority is either by Wave or Mark Punch, which Gengar is immune to, and now Speed Recoil and Scarf. So yeah, either way, now Infernape is kind of a threat, but the good thing is I did outspeed. I can just go for another Surf. I know it's shot banned, he can't like somebody outspeed me, so I can just go for Surf, get some damage or something. He does preserve his Donphan, and I can just fire off the Surf. The good thing is, even though he preserved Donphan, probably as Death Fodder, it's his only electric immunity, but he's now in range of basically anything from a Manectric, so that's not a problem. He does switch to his Kangaskhan, which seems to be very especially bulky. He doesn't show leftover, so it's probably Assault this, I would say. So I do switch into my Cobalion, which can take any hit, get some Rocky Helm damage on him, and of course scare him out with the Sacred Sword. He does go for Body Slam, and I like, oh god, no para, no para, no para, no para, no para! Cabra does not get para, and I can just get up my Rocks right here, because he has no hands on removal barring Donphan, which is very low. I can just get up those, and he actually can just go for Protect, so he's not Assault this actually. From the damage from Body Slam, I could tell as well that he's not attack invested, so most likely he's like some kind of berry, and I will find that out this turn, because I do go for the Sacred Sword, and it turns out that he is the Chopper Berry, most likely for Focus Blast on my Gengar, or even Z Focus Blast on my Gengar, which is fair. So yeah, Sacred Sword does not kill right here, he can just go for a Wish, potentially get some recovery, but from the Sacred Sword damage, even though not much attack investment, I can definitely 2 KO even though he has the Wish in the air. So I can just go for another Sacred Sword. His team doesn't really like that. The best thing he had to take that was the Donphan, which dies to 2. And the other thing he had is the Thunderous, which doesn't like taking a Sacred Sword plus Rocks. And other attack I have is Iron Head, so that would be even less to the Thunderous. So I can just spam Sacred Sword right here. I will just go for another one. He does switch out right here, and he decides to sack his Cementos. So we get rid of this Donphan. I don't know what he really planned on it to do, but if his plan was to damage my Finny, then it's definitely worked out. My Finny is severely damaged. So glad I get rid of that. No priority Ice Shot shenanigans. He does switch out into his Infernape though. And now it's time to see what kind of Infernape this is. I'm going to switch into my Finny, because I don't think he was set up versus a Cobalion. And I can just switch out into my Finny. If he goes for Close Combat, I can take it. If he goes for the Flare Blitz, I can take it because of Fist Staff. And still I like it at 30%, I want to say. A little bit more even. But we will see right here that he does decide to go for the Flare Blitz, and that did exactly 74 to 39. That is exactly 25 damage, and from this damage I can tell that he is no boosting item, and that means as well that if he is Choice Scarf, that means he can't KO me with another one. And if he is not Choice Scarf, he can go for Gunk Shot and KO me, or for Thunder Punch and KO me. So I am in range of Gunk Shot right here, but I have nothing to switch into this Infernape at this point. So I do just decide to stay in, fire off another Surf, because like, he still has no water resistance, and he actually does stay in, go for another Flare Blitz, basically proving to me that he is most likely a Choice Scarf variant. And like I said, I'm guaranteed out of range of that. He does a little bit more this time, he does like 35, so last time min roll, now a little bit of a max roll. So I can just go for a Surf right here. Oh wait, no, the last time he did 35, not 25. So it's around the same roll. Either way, I go for Surf, and we get rid of the Inferno, which is awesome. So now, my Finny is a bit freed up. I mean, it's a very low health. It's basically only his Death Fodder at this point. And he does decide to go into Jirachi, and I decide to actually do that with my Finny just to follow that off to get some intel on what kind of Jirachi it is, because like I said, it's more of a wild card. What he wants to do. He goes for Ancient Power, and I'm like, oh no, don't get a boost. No boost, 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 no boost. God damn it, Jirachi, get no boost. He does get no boost. Nice. He does not get no boost, so yeah, 2 times already to pray. But I do switch out into my Mega Manectric right here, because this can intel if he wants to stay in. If he's Choice Scarf, Ancient Power of course won't be doing too much. And if he switches out, I can get some damage on him, Scout if he's Assault Death, if he's offensive, all this good stuff. And offensive Jirachi actually would be O-Code from an Overheat from a Mega Manectric, because I'm modest. But since I have no idea what kind of Jirachi he is, and he has no ground immunity, I actually decided to just Volt Switch out to get some damage on him and finally find out what kind of Jirachi it is. It's more defensive. Of course, I only know it's Ancient Power, Even the no special attack ancient power minus special attack ancient power actually killed my Finny from that range, so I have no idea what kind of Jirachi it is. He actually decides to switch out, so I still have no idea what kind of goddamn Jirachi that is, so I do just will switch out right here. Does go with this Mountain Lady, which of course takes this decently well since it's the most death variant, but this gives me just my switch back into my Cobalion and basically doing the thing of spamming Sacred Sword again. His Mountain Lady is in range of Sacred Sword, and still nothing really else on his team wants to take it, even though my Cobalion is barely invested. Together with Rocks, it does a good number to his team. He does just go for Protect right here, doing a little bit of scouting work, what the rest of my set is. I didn't show Iron Head and Taunt yet. No need to taunt this thing, Sacred Sword does KO, so yeah, this train is gone, and I just fire off another Sacred Sword, seeing what he wants to do. And the recording lags a little bit right here. So let me do one moment. There we go. He just stay in, gets Sacred Sworded, and the Mega Kangaskhan is dead. So 2 kills already for my boy Cobalion. Definitely didn't expect that since it's a more defensive variant this time. But he does go back into Jirachi, and once again I am gonna decide to switch into my Manectric, because usually if you see a Jirachi, it can't do too much to a Cobalion, to be fair. But since it's a more special variant and I'm physically defensive, I do not want to stay in right here. He definitely has something for me, that other than that he wouldn't have switched. And he already knows I'm Rocky Helmet, so I don't really know what he plans to do, but I do get Intimidate off on him, which probably doesn't matter because especially attacking. But he actually is physical, or at least mixed. He does go for Fire Punch, and throw damage. I can tell that he's actually a very good amount of attack investment. So he's a mixed attacking Jirachi. Does not show any item. He does get the burn, sadly, but I just go for the Thunderbolt because once again, if he is Assault Vest, Overheat wouldn't KO him. I don't want to be at -2 after that, but 2 Thunderbolts do the job as well. He just goes for the Headbutt, showing that he's not locked in actually, and from this damage I can tell that this is a fully offensive Jirachi, most likely Berry as well, so I could have just gone for Overheat, but I want to play it a bit more carefully, just going for 2 Thunderbolts, and basically after this is dead, I am not at -2 special attack, or even at -4 potentially, because I think I would have to go for another Overheat if he would have survived that. Anyway, he does now go into his Lycanroc. He only has 2 months left, and this Lycanroc is basically screaming, I'm going for Accelerock, and I'm not having any of that. My Electric is still very nice with his team, especially to outspeed potentially the Thunderous. So I do switch out into my Cobalion, which is the check to this thing. But Crimson actually does a very nice play over his Soul Stance right here. I would go Thunderbolt, I would have outcrossed this thing. But Crimson knows this game is basically lost for him if he doesn't do some desperate plays like this, and it definitely worked out in his favor, because now I'm looking in front of a +2 Lycanroc. And since I have no idea what kind of Lycanroc that is, I'm in a very tough spot. So, if he's just no boosting item, he was like Sash or as a Berry, or I don't know what, like the rock boosting thing, I can take a +2 Drill Run. That is, I can get guaranteed. If he's Life Orb, it's a roll which is heavily in his favor. I think only the lowest roll or the 2 lowest rolls would make me survive, and that is very scary, because if he's Life Orb, that means that +2 he does Oko my Gengar as well, and the only chance basically I would have to win versus him if he's Life Orb is to Intimidate Shuffle him. If I get him to +1, it's a roll to kill my Gengar, which is around a 50-50 roll. I actually don't know in which favor it is. So the only way I could guaranteed still win if he's Life Orb is if I get 2 Intimidates off on him, and then I can like live with Gengar guaranteed, and then I can go for Shadow Ball or Sludge Bomb or something like that, and yeah, then Shadow Ball Sludge from the Thunderous as well, since my Gengar is Scar. But either way, I decide to just stay in right here, take the incoming hit and see what it is, and you can see he does go for Drill Run. I'm just hoping, please don't be Life Orb, please don't be Life Orb. I live on 3, and it turns out actually that he was Life Orb, so I got very lucky on this roll right here. Go Sacred Sword, which of course will kill this thing, and yeah, that was very lucky on my part. Like I said, only the lowest roll or second to lowest roll. I don't actually remember the count, but there's like, that means it's like an 8th or 16th chance, so the 1 or 2% chance for me to live that around. No, not 1. A 16 would like a 10% chance. There we go. 5 to 10% chance to live that, around that area. But either way, I do switch out into my Kyurem right here, because my Cobalion can't hurt this thing. I don't want him standing up. My Kyurem still has the Truffle Berry, so I'm not worried about anything this guy wants to do. He does go for Wild Charge. Turns out to be physical, but like I said, because of Truffle Berry, I can still take the Superpower, and I can just go for an Ice Beam, which guaranteed kills it after Rocks. And since he took some recoil with Wild Charge, he definitely dies to that. He just go for another Wild Shot right here, so I don't know if he predicted me to preserve differential and because I would die to Superpower, or if he's locked in or something like that. Either way, I do just go for Ice Beam, and I kill this Thunderous, and this is a huge 5-0 win for the Borussia Donphan versus the Detroit Steelwings. Boom, bang, boom. We get another win. We are 5-2 now, but let me talk about this. Okay, the video just ended right away. God damn it, what is wrong? Ah! Ah! Okay. Scary stuff. The video ended right away. I didn't pause fast enough, so let me just pause once I see something on screen. There we go. That's Cybertron Vegeta. That's my old battle. Does it come out after? Okay, I have no idea what is happening. Either way, let me talk about the match. I might just edit something in on the thing right here because this is kind of weird. But either way, talking about the match, I'm not happy with that win because I made a big misplay. The switching out from Manectric versus the Lycanroc was not really a misplay. That was still fine, that play. But the misplay was staying with Cobalion in, because the correct play, 100%, would have been to switch out into Manectric right there, get the Intimidate off, then go to Cobalion, which then a +1 hit from the Lycanroc, I can guarantee live, and then I can still win the game without Manectric. It would have been only a 4-0, but that was definitely been the correct play, because what I did basically by staying in is giving a Crimson a very nice shot at still winning this game, even though I had a huge advantage. Crimson made the absolute correct play, going for Sword Stance right there. It was his only shot at still winning this game. If it would have Thunderbolt, he would have still lost, and if Sword Stance like it gave me a very good shot. Thankfully, the Hex Gods were in my favor, and I got a very, very good roll in my favor, which made it still a very big win. If he would have gotten that roll, I wouldn't have lost right away. Like I said, I had to intimidate him twice, and that means that basically my Manectric, first I switch to Manectric, I stack something, switch back to Manectric, it dies, and then I go to Gengar. So basically 2 more Mons would have died, and then I would have gone to something to Revenge Kill it with my Gengar, which would have ended this in a, let's see, 2 more Mon die. With the Cobalion die either way, because I got the roll. So 3 more died, so it would only a 2-0 win. Potentially. If it, like, no crits, or like he predicts my second Intimidate, goes on our Swords and something like that. Either way, it would have been a way different game if we wouldn't gotten that roll. That's why I'm not really happy with that win, because I made a huge misplay, giving him a chance going back to this game. Basically potentially choking the game away. That's what that's called. But yes, I'm not too happy with that win. But on paper, it's of course a huge win, and that is very nice. But like I said, I'm taking it a bit with a bitter taste in my mouth, because it's not really a win I enjoyed taking in that way. Because I could have had a nice win, clean win, without giving him a chance to win. But because I did that big misplay, I gave him a shot, and I'm not happy with that. But either way, it is a big win. So we cross up that chapter. Next time, we're definitely not doing the same mistake again. We always think of setup on the opponent's part, and yeah, especially in this scenario like this, where I have a huge advantage. And I could have just sacked Manectric, thinking of Thunderbolt, but thinking of SD. So that would have been a good play as well. But that was not as bad as staying in with Cobalion, of course. But either way, that is all for this upload. If you enjoyed, definitely leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know that you hit me up on Twitter and Facebook. All the links in the description. Same, of course, for the links of the CommonDude and Crimson, so you can see his side of the match. You can shout out CommonDude as well. But either way, we are 5-2 right now. But next week is gonna be a tough matchup. Next week we are gonna facing Chimpact and the Philadelphia Scizors. This is our out of conference match. So it's not as important for the player race, but of course it's a proving ground for us to show that we deserve this win basically, and that we can win versus one of the big guys as well in the league. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. I hope you are as well. I will see you for that. Ciao.